Everybody, it's the Boss Lady here, and I'm coming to you with and hopefully I don't drop the camera. Come with you with a, I guess, end of evening vlog in reference to back to school parent orientation. So, I told you guys I was very concerned and nervous, not sure how things was going to be. In my organization for school or whatever video, I showed you my trusty little envelope here full of different things. I did get my labels on, so I did that during work today on my break. So I got one that says parent hours, one that says calendar, one that says finances, because she's in private school. And so I marked it finances because tuition, as well as, well, right now we don't have a lunch bill, but then we also have like field trips and all kinds of incidentals that it seems like they come up with that you got to pay for. So that I got a pocket for that. And then in the back, the last two pockets will be for importance. So I'm glad that I have this, because when I went to the meeting today, outside of them going over the handbook that we got yesterday, they gave us a bunch of papers that we had to read and go over, and the teacher gave us some information about a behavior chart that I'm definitely going to keep on hand, because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colors on this chart. So it's like pink for superstar student, purple for students can move to the great job level, blue for students to move to good choices level, green for every student. Green is for students that they start there every day, I guess, ready to learn level. Yellow is a student will move to the think about it level as a warning. Orange is students who continue to display poor behavior can move down to the teacher's choice level. And then red is when a student moves to parent contact. So for those last 3 colors, Miss Peanut should not be in that category at all. She needs to be at green or above. So mommy doesn't get, called or anything. So I definitely will be keeping this form here. It looks like this. And I thought it was pretty cool. It's something totally different than what we had last year. So I like that the kids will be held accountable for their actions and, for their behavior. So I thought that was great. The principal, she done came back with a strategic plan for academic excellence that is to die for. I wish we had this kindergarten year, because this is great. It's telling me that all my fears, all my concerns, all my worries as far as academic excellence are just put to rest. So I'm very excited about that. She talks about the new students entering the school, no matter what grade. It doesn't just have to be kindergarten. And then she's also talking about returning students, or we call them scholars, and how they're going to be looking at their academics, if they're at grade level, if they're not at grade level, what will be done to get them to grade level. If they don't still advance on the grade level, then, either they'll be asked to leave the school if they're a new student, or if they're a returning student, they may be held back. So, I'm excited about this. But then she talked about parent and guardian responsibilities, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go. So let's see what I got to come up with, or what I got to do, or what I haven't done, to be in compliance. So she said all scholars need to arrive at school by 7:15, because the breakfast program starts at 7:15, school starts at 7:30. But for Miss Peanut eats at home, but she said all scholars have to be at school by 7:15, which is not a problem for me. That just means we'll be leaving at 7 o'clock as opposed to 7:15. I normally leave at 7:15. We get there by 7:25, or sometimes a little before 7:25, so she has time to, kind of talk to her friends or whatever. But we'll just make a point now, 7 o'clock, we got to be out the door. No later than 7:05, because it's only, depending on traffic, depending on the weather, it's only about 7 minutes away, so it's not that far. She also talked about wanting us to attend, the meeting today, as well as conferences. Now, because they're mandatory, let me talk to you about the meeting today. The meeting today was from 6 o'clock until roughly 7:30, 7:45. It's a little after 8 now. there were people when she went over this form here where it talks about, new students to the school and returning students or whatever, people got up and walked out. Literally walked out because she made the comment, if you can't follow this, if this is not something that you think you can handle, you need to find a new school. Families walked out of this meeting, and I was thinking, wow, I'm sorry, I'm an advocate for education, and to all the teachers out there watching this, my hat goes out to you. I mean, I take my hat off to you. Because I know it's hard to teach, 20, 30 kids or however many kids are in your class. But for parents to not care, I care 100% about my child's education. So, yeah, I thought that was very ironic. And it was kind of funny. I mean, not funny, but funny. Because us old heads who've been there, we was sitting there going like this. Like, for real, they just gonna walk out the meeting like that. You don't care about your child's education. So I thought that was, it was just crazy. They're gonna be taking some testing. And so, I'm glad about that, because if kids aren't at grade level, how can you continue on in life if you don't even get to, the third grade or whatever, you need to at least be at grade level. And so she put in here that if your child is assigned to like extended day intervention, such as tutoring and, after school type things, Title I, special ed, whatever, your child's expected to go to those things. And if you cannot commit for your child to go to those programs to get them where they need to be a successful student in the school as well as a productive citizen in society, then this is not the school for your kids. And those parents walked out. Man, it was hilarious. I'm sorry. And then she also talked about, kids with like doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, any kind of appointments that you may have for your child, to try to schedule them outside of the school day, which for me is not an issue because Miss Peanut's dentist sees her on the weekend. Like, she goes to the dentist this Saturday. So the dentist appointment's never been an issue. Doctor's appointments, I tend to always try to get them as close as possible to the end of the day, if not right after school. So like next week she goes to the doctor and her doctor appointment is at 3:30. She's already been out of school an hour and a half. So, and only time that it's like emergency that she has to go to the doctor during the day is if she's had a flare up, an episode where she has to be at the doctor or whatever. So, sorry, phone was ringing. I'm trying to get this done. So anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. Once I looked over everything, I think I'm in compliance. And right now, only thing that I feel would be kind of a touchy situation or whatever with Miss Peanut and school is possibly her reading. And that's because of what we dealt with last year. So I know they're going to be watching her closely this year. And so that's not a problem. And if it gets to a point where, yes, she needs added help, I'm not going to hinder that. But don't just label my child without, my input on the situation. So, and we work with her, we go to the library once a week. She has to read every day. And then that leads me into this little form right here. We got from the teacher, it's their weekly homework assignments. So like on Monday, she has spelling, she has reading every day. Reading is 20 minutes a day. And what I like about it this year, they have what's called a reading log. So she has to write down how long she's read, and then there's a question about what she read. And so she has to answer that question in a full, complete sentence. So I like that. And then she also has math. Math is pretty much every single day. Reading is every single day. And then spelling, depending on what the work is due by Friday. So, and her reading log is due by Friday. And she also has a spelling test on Friday. So, I'm excited about, the homework. Last year it took me under a little bit because, I wasn't ready for all of that. But I'm ready. So we're good to go. Then we got a nice little great red paper here. Talks about our big fundraiser. We have two. One in the fall, one in the spring. And so for a family of one child at the school, we have to raise $100. I'm like, okay, I already know, got that check, already signed and written, because I don't really fundraise. I don't like fundraising. I don't like asking people for money. And so because it's only $100, I'll go ahead and give her the $100. I don't have a problem with that, So I just sign that check on over right when I do her tuition check, so it's not an issue. But one thing I like, they also do they do fun things, like if the kids turn in $25 by such a date, then they get a non-uniform day, or if they turn in all the money early or whatever, then they get another kind of prize and stuff like that. So I really like it. And then on their marathon day, because the marathon is actually where the kids walk. And because we live in Minnesota, it can get very cold very quick. So this year they moved the date up because they said last year was just entirely too cold for the kids to be out. But they allow them to be out of uniform for that too, and which helps us because then we can dress them in layers and everything. Because if they were in uniform, then yeah, they would be freezing to death. So I'm excited. And then we got one last paper, and it's just a green paper, which is it just says third grade news. This is our newsletter, and I'm excited. So this is the newsletter actually for next week, and it just gives us kind of a introduction to what they're going to be doing for the week. So I think that's a great idea, and then that way I don't have to worry or wonder, well, what is she doing today, or what did she learn, or whatever. I can refer back to this and say, hey, I know you guys are supposed to be talking about X, Y, and Z, what you guys do, and just kind of engage in conversation. And then it also tells me her violin schedule, which I was kind of worried about. So violin is on Tuesdays, and like I said, it's during school. She has art on Mondays, gym on Wednesdays. Then she has regular music on Thursday, and then technology on Friday. So, and that's with the iPads and the tech lab and all that great stuff. So I'm excited, and then she also gave us this big long packet, which I will not go through, but it's about the social studies and what they'll be learning each month through the whole entire school year. So from September actually through May, what they'll be doing in social studies and music, art, all this different stuff. So yeah, so the paper looks like this, and it's 2 pages. It's not even 1 page. It's 2 pages long. So yeah. But the meeting was great. The problem child's mama was there. She was trying to cause a problem, but you got to bring it to get it, I guess you could say. And ain't no fun trying to fight by yourself. So whatever. She gonna get it together. She talking about hallelujah when we was in the church, because we had to go to church tonight and, have prayer and all that stuff. And that's what I love about Miss Peanut's school as well, that we go to church. Even though it's a Catholic school, it's a Catholic Christian school. And so we go to church. Even our Christmas program, it's at the church. The kids, they learn about Christ, and that's what I want from Miss Peanut. And as long as I can keep her there, that's where she'll be, and that's what she'll be learning. So, I think that's it. But I just want to vlog a little bit, just let you guys know that, my fears have been calmed down. I am no longer stressed and upset or, worried or anything like that. I'm going to file my trusty little paperwork here in my nice little pink accordion file folder and call it a night. I got to get Miss Peanut ready for school because since it's past her bedtime, we got to, push her along a little bit so she can get moving and go pack up her lunch. I put a little note in her lunch for today, so she said that was a nice little surprise. So I'm going to try to do that from time to time just to kind of, let her know Mama thinking about it, and Mama just want her to have a great day. So that's it. That is all. I know I've been vlogging like crazy, and you guys like, you silly talking. You ain't showing no shopping. Well, stay tuned because I will be shopping soon. All right, y'all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.